Good evening. This is Akashvani. I'm Saira Mujtaba with the news at 9. The headlines. Senior BJP leader Amit Shah alleges ruling DMK government in Tamil Nadu is a failure. Asked party workers to expose it. Railways utilises over 80% of capital expenditure in first 3 quarters of current fiscal. Focuses on safety, capacity expansion and infrastructure modernisation. Uttar Pradesh government grants one-time age relaxation of 3 years to candidates applying for direct recruitment to over 32,000 police posts. New Delhi issues advisory amid protests in Iran, asks Indian nationals to avoid non-essential travel and exercise due caution. And UN Security Council holds emergency meeting to discuss US operation in Venezuela and subsequent capture of President Nicolás Maduro. And now the news in detail. Senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah today alleged that ruling DMK government in Tamil Nadu is a failure. He asked party workers to expose it. In a closed-door meeting of party workers at Tiruchi in Tamil Nadu today, Mr. Shah asked party workers to expose the failures of the ruling DMK government in the state and work hard towards NDA's success in ensuing assembly elections. He also asked party workers to take forward the welfare schemes of the Modi government to the people at large. The senior BJP leader was in Tamil Nadu on a 2-day visit, stepping up party's outreach ahead of the assembly elections. He also emphasized the need to expose corrupt leaders of the DMK government. During his visit, Mr. Shah also held discussions with leaders of the AIADMK to undertake the journey in challenging the present ruling dispensation of the state. In a public meeting yesterday, he stepped up attacks on Chief Minister M.K. Stalin over governance, corruption and dynasty politics. BJP leader and leader of opposition in West Bengal, Shubhendu Adhikari, has written a letter to the Chief Election Commissioner, Gyanesh Kumar, dismissing Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's false claim about the Special Intensive Revision or SIR exercise of electoral rolls and her request to halt it. In his letter, Mr. Adhikari said, the SIR drive is throwing the spotlight on TMC's alleged dirty secrets, fake voters, ghosts of deceased voters, and illegal infiltrators that the TMC has protected for years to rig the elections. The BJP leader described Mamata Banerjee's allegations as a desperate attempt to sabotage a vital and timely democratic exercise. Indian Railways utilised over 80% of capital expenditure in first 3 quarters of the current financial year. The Ministry of Railways informed that Indian Railways has spent 2,03,138 crore rupees out of the total gross budgetary support of 2,52,200 crore rupees by the end of December 2025. The ministry said that the expenditure has primarily focused on safety measures, capacity enhancement, infrastructure modernization, and passenger amenities. This includes the introduction of 164 Vande Bharat trains, 30 Amrit Bharat trains, implementation of the Kavach automatic train protection system, the electrification of over 99% of the broad gauge network, and major works covering new lines, gauge conversion, doubling of tracks, traffic facilities, investments in PSUs, and metropolitan transport systems. Agriculture and Farmers Welfare and Rural Development Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan today said that Viksit Bharat G-Ramji Act is a significant step towards building self-reliant villages. Addressing workers and labourers in Tamil Nadu's Erode, the minister said, under the earlier system, MG Narega provided a guarantee of 100 days of employment, but in many places, neither work was available on time, nor were wages paid promptly. Terming this as a serious concern, he said the government introduced reforms through the Viksit Bharat G-Ramji Act to address the shortcomings and eliminate corruption. The minister said that under the new act, the employment guarantee has been increased from 100 to 125 days. Several people in Maharashtra have welcomed the Viksit Bharat G-Ramji scheme and say that it will bring major relief to common citizens.
मैं संग्राम पवार, रहने वाला नागलगांव, तालुका उदगीर.
My name is Sangram Pawar and I live in Nagalgaon, Taluka Udgir, District Latur. The recently passed Viksit Bharat Ji Ramji legislation will bring great relief to us, ordinary citizen. Through this law, basic facilities at the village level such as employment, roads, water and other essential services will be strengthened. This legislation is a strong step toward an self-reliant India.
यह विधेयक आत्मनिर्भर भारत की दिशा में एक मजबूत कदम है.
Science and Technology Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh today inaugurated the National Primary Standard Facility for Solar Cell Calibration and the National Environmental Standard Laboratory at the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, National Physical Laboratory, CSIR-NPL, in New Delhi. On the occasion of the 80th Foundation Day celebrations of CSIR-NPL, Dr. Singh said that India has become the world's fifth country after the US, Germany, China and Japan to have a standard facility for solar cell calibration. The Uttar Pradesh government today granted a one-time 3-year relaxation in the upper age limit for candidates applying for the proposed direct recruitment for civil police, constable and equivalent post in the police force. The decision was taken on the directions of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. A total of 32,679 posts, including Provincial Armed Constabulary or PSC, will be filled under direct recruitment. This age relaxation will be provided once to the candidates of all categories participating in the recruitment process for the posts. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Secretary Atal Dullu today highlighted the transformative impact of the proactive governance and timely implementation or Pragati platform in expediting major developmental projects across the Union territory. He stated that it has emerged as a powerful instrument for resolving long-pending issues and ensuring timely execution of big-ticket initiatives. The Chief Secretary stressed the significance of the 50th meeting of Pragati, noting that the technology-driven governance mechanism has successfully unlocked several projects that had remained stalled for decades due to interdepartmental bottlenecks and procedural delays. We have a report.
World-class infrastructure is being developed across Jammu and Kashmir, with mega projects being fast-tracked through coordination between the centre and the Union Territory under the Pragati mechanism. The Udhampur-Srinagar-Baramulla rail link project was initiated in 1995 and witnessed minimum progress for nearly 25 years. However, after being taken under Pragati for close monitoring, the project gained substantial momentum due to enhanced inter-departmental coordination and direct intervention at the highest level by the Prime Minister himself. 61 projects worth Rs 4.12 lakh crore are currently being monitored on the Project Monitoring Group portal in the region. Of these, 15 projects have been completed while 46 projects are under implementation at various stages of execution. Under Pragati, 15 high-priority projects worth Rs 1.12 lakh crore in J&K are being closely monitored by the Prime Minister. 59 issues related to these projects have been discussed so far, with 57 of them around 96% resolved on merit, placing J&K among the top performers nationally, supplemented by robust district-level follow-up by the administration. The projects span key sectors including connectivity, energy and social infrastructure. Then Gulshan Rana for Akashvani News from Jammu.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. Welcome back. You're listening to News at 9. Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted that the world is looking at India with hope and optimism and wants to invest in its innovative youngsters. He pointed out that solutions to some of the most pressing global challenges are also emerging from the country. The Prime Minister wrote this in an op-ed column marking the historic milestone of 1,000 years since the first attack on Somnath Temple in Gujarat in the year 1026. Prime Minister Modi said, Somnath Temple's survival over the past 1,000 years reflects the country's indomitable civilizational spirit. Mr. Modi later shared an audio on a social media platform.
अगर 1000 साल पहले खंडित हुआ सोमनाथ मंदिर अपने पूरे वैभव के साथ फिर से खड़ा हो सकता है, तो हम 1000 साल पहले का समृद्ध भारत भी बना सकते हैं। आइए इसी प्रेरणा के साथ हम आगे बढ़ते हैं, एक नए संकल्प के साथ एक विकसित भारत के निर्माण के लिए, एक ऐसा भारत जिसका सभ्यतागत ज्ञान हमें विश्व कल्याण के लिए प्रयास करते रहने की प्रेरणा देता है।
Prime Minister Modi will be visiting Somnath Temple in Gujarat on Sunday. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today unveiled a book titled Khutbat-e-Modi Lal Qile Ki Fasil Se in New Delhi. In a social media post, Mr. Pradhan said, the book is a compilation of Prime Minister Modi's Independence Day speeches from 2014 to 2025, translated into the Urdu language. The book is published by the National Council for Promotion of Urdu Language. Talking to Akashvani News, Director of the Council, Dr. Shams Iqbal, spoke about the book.
हमारा जो ये टाइटल है खुतबात मोदी लाल किले की फसील से,
The title we have chosen, Khutbat-e-Modi Lal Kila Ki Fasil Se, is based on the speeches delivered by the Prime Minister from 2014 to 2025. We have compiled these speeches and presented them in the form of a book.
इसको किताबी शक्ल में शाया किया है।
The External Affairs Ministry today issued a travel advisory urging Indian nationals to avoid non-essential travel to Iran until further notice, in view of the recent developments, as the country has been rocked by a wave of protests over inflation and currency devaluation. Indian citizens and persons of Indian origin currently in Iran have been advised to exercise due caution and avoid areas of protest or demonstrations. The ministry has asked them to closely monitor news as well as the website and social media handles of the Embassy of India in Tehran. Indian nationals living in Iran on resident visas have been advised to register with the Indian Embassy if they have not already done so. The UN Security Council is holding an emergency meeting in New York to discuss the US operation in Venezuela and subsequent capture of President Nicolás Maduro. The meeting has been convened on the request of Colombia, a non-permanent member of the Council, and was supported by permanent members China and Russia. The Security Council is meeting today under the agenda Threats to International Peace and Security. UN Secretary General has described the US military action in Venezuela that led to the capture of President Nicolás Maduro as a dangerous precedent. Venezuelan leader Nicolás Maduro and his wife Celia Flores arrived at a U.S. federal court in New York to face narco-terrorism charges. The couple were transported under armed guard today from a Brooklyn jail where they have been detained to a courthouse in Manhattan. U.S. forces captured Maduro and his wife in a military operation on Saturday, detaining them at their residence on a military base. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today interacted with participants of the French-Indian Young Talents Programme by Chamber of Commerce and Industry, France-India in Paris. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said he discussed the transformations underway in the world and the importance of India-France collaboration in that context. Dr. Jaishankar reached Paris today on the first leg of his two-nation visit to France and Luxembourg. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said that he visited exposition Sakhe Sathram, Woven Stories Between India and France in Paris. The India Meteorological Department, IMD, has issued an orange alert for very dense fog conditions in Bihar, eastern Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh over the next 2 to 3 days. However, several trains experienced disruptions due to dense fog conditions in the national capital and NCR region today. Meanwhile, the air quality in Delhi NCR has been registered in the poor category. On to sports now. In under-19 cricket, India defeated host South Africa by 8 wickets through DLS method in the second Youth ODI of the 3-match series in Benoni. With this win, Indian team has clinched the series 2-0. India comfortably surpassed the revised target of 174 runs, scoring 176 for 2 wickets in 23.3 overs. The match was reduced to 27 overs due to lightning, and the target was revised to 174 runs from 246. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Senior BJP leader Amit Shah alleges ruling DMK government in Tamil Nadu is a failure. Asks party workers to expose it. Railways utilises over 80% of capital expenditure in first 3 quarters of current fiscal. UP government grants one-time age relaxation of 3 years to candidates applying for direct recruitment to over 32,000 police posts. New Delhi issues advisory amid protests in Iran, asks internationals to avoid non-essential travel. UN Security Council holds emergency meeting to discuss US operation in Venezuela. And in under-19 cricket, India beat host South Africa by 8 wickets through DLS method. And that's all in the news at 9. Good night.